My name is Samantha, and I'm 20 years old. I work at a Walmart in Jackson, Alabama. I used to have overnight shifts from 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. when the store was open 24 hours. Since our store is a supercenter, there were still several employees around. On one particular night, I was one of the few doing stock work, with only a couple of employees at the front registers. Situated in the countryside, our store didn't get much business during those late hours, but it was a crucial time for restocking. Although I didn't know the other employees that night, it wasn't surprising given the size of the store. I started my night by folding pants in the men's department and tidying up. I wore headphones since there were usually no restrictions. A customer approached the jeans section around 11:30 p.m., asking about specific pants in a different size. I apologized and informed him we only had what was on the rack. After he left, I unintentionally made eye contact with him, creating a bit of awkwardness. As time passed, the store became emptier, resembling a ghost town. Around 1 a.m., I moved to the appliances section, shuttling boxes back and forth from the storage area. While stocking shelves, I noticed someone in the next aisle watching me. Upon closer inspection, I recognized him as the same customer from earlier. It seemed odd that he had been in the store for so long without picking anything. After restocking, I retreated to the back area, feeling uneasy as if the man might have been following or watching me. To change my location, I decided to do grocery work in the dairy cooler, filling crates with products. While in the cooler, I heard the door burst open, and to my surprise, it was the same customer. I hid behind a shelf, and when I peeked out, he was right there. In a panic, I pushed a box of eggs, making a loud noise, and ran to find help. I encountered a coworker named Bob, and together we confronted the man, who claimed to be from corporate and apologized. He said he was checking if everything was running smoothly, but seemed suspicious. I questioned why he put his hand on my mouth, and he claimed it was to avoid a scene. To my shock, he instructed me to finish up the appliance section and swiftly disappeared. The next day, I contacted a manager, Margaret, who confirmed no corporate visit. After checking the cameras, a police report was filed, revealing the man had been stalking me. I stopped doing night shifts and now work as a day stock person or cashier. What's one place where you can encounter the most peculiar and unsettling individuals in our society? Without a doubt, every Walmart I've been to seems to have its share of uniquely strange characters. But let me tell you about an incident that goes beyond the usual odd encounters. It was the Thursday before Black Friday, and my Walmart was open late. Around 11 o'clock, I was there searching for a new laptop. By chance, I grabbed the last one on the shelf promoted for a great Black Friday deal. As I took hold of the laptop, a large, unpleasant-looking man approached me, insisting he urgently needed it. Nervously, I explained it was the last one, but he got angry and started causing a scene. His behavior was clearly abnormal, and I felt uneasy as others watched the commotion. I quickly walked away with the laptop and headed straight to a checkout line, all while he continued yelling at me. Once I got home, I went outside to set up my new laptop by the pool. However, the motion-activated light on the side of the house turned on. Although it occasionally triggered due to animals, I felt uneasy and decided to go inside. A car alarm, later identified as my Cadillac, started blaring outside. When I checked, I noticed a suspicious car parked in front of our house that wasn't there earlier. Living in a closed-off community with everyone having large driveways, this raised concern. I locked the door, informed my mom about my suspicions, and together we looked through the peephole. To our horror, we saw a massive man on our stoop. I whispered to my mom that I believed he had followed me from Walmart. Suddenly, he tried opening the door, and when unsuccessful, he began pounding on it. My mom called 911, and there was a loud crash downstairs in the den. A window had been shattered. While my mom and sister fled upstairs, I locked the den door and waited. Surprisingly, the police responded swiftly and arrested the man hiding behind our couch. They mentioned he appeared unstable and possibly on drugs. We pressed charges, and the police assured us that he wouldn't bother us again. So, while Walmart might offer amusing sights, it's essential to recognize that you might also encounter more dangerous individuals in such places. Working the night shift at Walmart on weekends was my second job as I finished college, aiming to pay off my loans. Dealing with night deliveries, warehouse tasks, and stocking shelves during after hours, I typically worked shifts from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. or 12 a.m. to 7 a.m. On July 9th, 2015, a Thursday night, during my shift in the electronics department, something unusual caught my attention. In the corner of my eye, I saw someone walking past my aisle, considering there were only 2 other workers that night, Alvin and Baco. This was odd. Both were wearing the same staff shirts we clocked in with. The person I glimpsed wore all black, prompting me to investigate. But there was no one there. When my calls to Alvin and Baco went unanswered, I resumed work. After suppressing the urge to pee, I heard a crash a few aisles away. Investigating. I found a bicycle knocked off its hook without any apparent cause. It seemed deliberately done. An eerie laugh echoed from the next aisle, leading me to discover a man in all black, half his face visible, who ran away. Faced with the choice of chasing him or finding my co-workers, I opted for the latter. Amidst freakish laughter and circling footsteps, I found Alvin, informed him about the situation, and asked him to alert Baco. Excusing myself for the bathroom, I ran to the employees-only restroom in the warehouse section. While seated, the bathroom door opened and closed with no response to my inquiry. The eerie laugh returned, and a face appeared through the crack, whispering unintelligibly. Panicking, I called Alvin, loudly requesting help. The intruder laughed once more before fleeing as Alvin arrived. Despite static camera footage, my boss believed my story but lacked evidence for action. It was an unexplainable and unsettling experience, the only night shift where something truly bizarre occurred.